The broadcast is now starting. All attendees are in listen-only mode.
Hello and welcome to the webinar. We're going to wait maybe one more minute to start so everybody can sign up. So give me a little bit patience. In about a minute we're going to start the webinar. Okay, let's get started. Thank you everybody for joining today in this webinar. What we try to do today is to show you what we can do in the freelance economy, what we offer as people as a service, and what kind of project service we have done for other customers to give you a bit more idea what's possible today to do and what we can do. We would like to make this very interactive. I'm going to show you afterwards how you can interact if you have questions, comments on the way. But first, I would like to show you a little video. So maybe have a short look at this. Maybe you've seen it already. We had it on our social media platforms as well. So if you think about doing something like this in a traditional concept, that's hard, it's expensive. You need two divers, one with a pretty decent equipment to do something like this. You have to put it somewhere in a dive spot to get your message out there, and you have to organize this around it. So that's a couple of thousands or maybe even $10,000s of dollars project if you want to get something like this done. You need to edit it properly, you want to have afterwards your logo on there, etc., etc. So there is some complexity to doing something like this, and I would like you to reflect a bit how much you think through the sharing economy today we actually paid to get something like this done. Now I answer these questions in a minute. First of all though, I would like to show you a bit how it works. I don't know if you have done GoToWebinars before. So the concept is you see on your screen, on the top right of your screen, you have this little window. It might be just this part here you can see. Let's see how I can draw this, 1 second. So it might be that you can just see this part here, or it might be that you have the whole window. So if you click on that section up here, let me get this away again. You can open it up, and you have different areas you can do. You can click on full screen, so you have the full screen of your computer used. You can raise your hand, and I would like you to raise your hand whenever you have a question, a comment, or something you would like to make. This allows me to unmute your computer. You can raise your question, or you can write something in the lower part in the questions box, so we can go right into the questions. So if that's all clear, maybe everybody raise quickly your hand, so just to see if that works for you as well. Okay, perfect. Now maybe a couple of words about myself. Now I have to drawings, and I would like to maybe introduce myself a little bit first. I have done an MBA originally in Switzerland, that's where I'm from. I have worked for different companies, mostly in the technology consulting IT sector, companies like Volkswagen, companies like Accenture, and lastly for a German technology company where we built IT infrastructure for data storage, for printing, technology on the leading edge of what we do. I was the CEO of the company, a $160 million company. And while working there, I realized how many issues companies have working with different changes in their life cycles, different changes in their markets, having to slim down, having to grow, doing adaptations very fast, and the economy doesn't really allow, or the way we work with people doesn't really allow to do this in a fast and efficient way. So working there, working with different companies, I started to realize it makes maybe sense to see if there's new ways to do this better. That's how People as a Service started. It's now a bit more than 1.5 years ago. And I would like to show you a little bit more today, and I put you back in presentation mode. What is it really we want to achieve? And what we believe is that the future of work will look fundamentally different than the way we have worked in the past. We believe that there's possibilities today thanks to technology, thanks to a new kind of workforce, but as well thanks to how the way companies are organized internally, that allows us to work in a very different way, in a way which is much more flexible in the past. And what we want to bring to that table is to allow every single company to take advantage of that. And we do this by working with people we know on the freelancer side, people you can integrate easily into your concept, and then working with the companies directly, so we understand what kind of projects, what kind of tasks you want to outsource, and then help you do this as ease. The goal is that you can do it in a way as if it would be somebody sitting right next to you, and you say, okay, can you do this for me? You give this information to us, we do this for you, and you have the security that it's going to be done with the right quality, in the right time, and with the right pricing structure which goes with it. And we take care of the whole administrative process around it to assure that the process is done correctly. Now let me show you some examples of what we have done to give an idea what is doable today. And basically, in a nutshell, everything you can do virtually is doable today. So virtually meaning anything you can do with somebody which is not physically on site, you can give them a job. Some more traditional things, it's like your web presence or a new website, you have to do new writing for a new concept. So we had this company which had a proposal to do a website with a traditional agency doing concepts like this. And they started working on it, but it was so expensive, they said, we can't really afford to do it. So we worked with them, we found them freelancers to do it, we found freelancers to design, we found them freelancers to write the text. For example, you can see here the text areas on the site. And we have found them a programmer to start programming that site and integrating things like direct access to the tracking tool, integrating things like direct access to the portals, integrating things to the different areas of the messaging they want to bring across. Now the design here, they decided for a more conservative design, so that's up to the company, of course, what they're looking for. But I think what's important here to see is they were able to develop a new website, and now they're developing new languages for the website at a fraction of the cost of what this would have usually cost if they would have done it with the proposal they had originally. Another one is a company you might know, LAN Chile. It's a large airline for the cargo area. Their issue was that they for internal communication, their internal language is in Spanish, and it takes them a long time to get those news bulletins out, to get those information areas out to their own employees. But once they have decided what they want to get out, they have to get it out immediately. But since it's an international company, they need it not only in Spanish, but as well in Portuguese, Brazilian style, and in English as well. And they were not able to do this themselves in that short period of time. So they came to us, we found them different freelancers in different time zones. So basically today they can send us the document to be translated, and within 24 hours they have a translated, approved document through a qualified translator in Brazilian Portuguese or English, and can publish it right away. Something which they were not able to do by themselves beforehand. Or another company, a very interesting concept, they have to look up for a lot of information on the web to develop their products and get that information integrated into their databases. Originally, they started to work with students, they started to work with part-time people, but it was really hard for them to keep them motivated on the job. They were not able to pay a lot for it. It's a relatively simple task, and it's very repetitive. So it became very boring to them. So most students, after 1 week, 2 weeks, they would drop out, so they had to find new ones, they had to train new ones, part-time people wouldn't stick around anymore. So we started talking, and we started looking for solutions for them, how to find people which can do this web research for them, but as well, once the research was done, to go to the next level and do the whole data quality assurance. So we had a second person doing quality assurance on the information they got. Then we had a third person doing the whole integration into the database. So today we are able to do the whole internal production process, if you like, to get that information for them all the way through, and they don't even have to touch it, worry about it anymore at all. Before, it was just not possible for them to get their job done. Price wasn't even such an issue, even though it's cheaper, much cheaper than what they paid before, but price actually was not the issue. Here it was more the issue of motivated, available people to work with them. Or another company, an e-commerce company, which has all the know-how to do the stuff themselves. They upload the information, they develop the information on the website for them. It's their main tool to sell, but they're growing, they're finding new customers, they're finding new solutions. So they were looking to find somebody to help them to get all that information up and running right away when they needed it. So we found them a freelancer where they just send over the files, just send over the information, and then they don't have to worry about it anymore. It's just a pure delegated job, like if they would have an additional person sitting in their office doing their maintenance backend of the website, and they can now really focus on what the products are they want to have on the site, what are the customers they want to target, what are the new deals they want to get out, so in order they can grow their business for themselves. Or one last example, a very different kind of company, and as well elected with the companies as well to show that the different kind of styles and types of companies. Here was more questions to how do I grow my business. This is a local company doing a special type of yoga solutions, self-help solution, almost therapeutic concept. So it's more sensitive, how do I reach out to customers, how do I find customers. So they have a very clear idea what kind of people they would like to reach, but it's not something you can just call up and say, you know, do you have a problem, would you like to come and use my services? So we developed with them a concept how to reach people, found somebody to write a good script and somebody else to do cold calling to potential customers or potential, let's say, multipliers, people which can recommend to their customers their services out, and which allows them now to suddenly reach a complete new area of customers and start growing their very small business. It's a very small business, it's a one-person business, so they don't have all the possibilities to do all those jobs themselves. So this was basically just to give an idea on what are some of the key concepts you can do, and some ideas as well what the customers say about it. So we chose a little bit different kind of companies, from very small companies. You know, the first one is a 3-person company to larger companies. The third one is a 2,000 employee company working worldwide. And in the end, there's very different concepts and ideas why people will use freelancers in their workforce, why they will start using these more effective or efficient ways. It can be just to reach new potential customers with concepts of going into the market, searching potential customers, contacting those customers which they were not able to do themselves before, or to start outsourcing tasks. So in order for 2 areas basically. One is for cost reasons, but as well as to have their employees they already have really focus on their task, what's important to them. So they start giving out first repetitive tasks, and we started doing the first jobs of finding information for them, preparing them so they could send it to their customers. And now do this on a regular basis, get that information. They don't have to worry about that task. The employees always hate it to do. And now they can really focus on what's important to them. Or to get the expertise they don't have. In the case with the project with Bossart, the third one on the list, it was that the company wanted to open a new market, but they had no local people to work with. It was extremely expensive to get a market research done by a local company. So we found for them local freelancers in order to do that market research for them at a fraction of the cost. So from there I would like to go a little bit on how does our concept and our model work. So what we do today, we have a subscription model in place, and the subscription model is basically based on three concepts. And the concepts are depending on the size of the company and the size and the quantity of projects we want to do. But for all of them, it's the same. We decided to work with a subscription-based model in order to be totally aligned with our customers in what we want to do. We don't have any interest to upsell you something. We don't have any interest to give you additionally or more expensive freelancers. We have a fixed monthly fee we charge depending on the size and depending on the services you need. And on top of that, we don't charge anything anymore, be it to the freelancer or be it on the cost of the projects we do. In there, we have different concepts. We can work on fixed price projects, we can work on hourly projects or quantity-based projects, meaning that whenever you have one unit done, there's a certain price for it. And these are all concepts we work together with the freelancer and with the customer to understand what's the best approach for this specific kind of project and what's the best solution economic-wise and result-wise in order to work together. And we then only handle, if you like, the administrative part to get this done. So we have a tool in place which allows us to do all the administrative processes around it. So for the customer, it's very easy to delegate those kind of tasks, and we take care of all the rest. So the money flow goes through us. You don't have to worry about how do I actually pay a freelancer, which might be overseas. The administrative process goes through us with the time tracking. So for hourly-based projects, we have a tool in place which allows you to see exactly what the freelancer is doing at the time he charges time for you. So you have screenshots you can look into, you can see how many mouse clicks he's doing, etc., etc. And maybe a couple of words on how we differentiate ourselves from any other solution that might be out there. And I guess there's two large differences between them. One of them, and let me show you this right within one of the larger sites. There are, which is Odesk or Freelance Odesk. It's two companies which merged about 1 year ago. So when you go in there, that's now the real life site. You can start searching for freelancers. So for example, you look for a web designer, which is some more the classical things you want to do. So you start searching web designers in there, and you have a lot of options. You have, in that case, now 373,000 options of freelancers you could choose from. Now that's a lot of options. Now that's you of course don't need 370,000 freelancers. What you need basically is one which is qualified. So what they do is they help you with star rating concepts. So you can have a 4-star or 5-star, like you might be used from Amazon or from other tools like this. Now the problem is that the people which actually have a rating, over 90% are a 4 or a 5-star rating. So even this is still very hard to make a differentiation between which are actually the good ones and the bad ones. And then you start going into the selection process, you go into the details, you look at the references, you look at test projects they've done, you start talking to them and you talk to many, and at the end it's a very long and expensive process, and you're still not certain if you really got the right person you wanted. We do this different. We narrow this down to one candidate. So we offer you one person we know, a freelancer we have worked with, and we show you this one freelancer as a solution. So you don't have to spend all that time looking into all those right people. We give you one solution which we know is the right person, and on top of it we work, and this is the second big differentiator, we work with the customer to understand what the project really is about or what the task really is about. And this is the key to success. Any project or task, if it's well defined, clearly understood, and easy to be understood by the person to do it, and if the person to do it is qualified to do that kind of job, the success is almost guaranteed. Now, in the case of all other platforms, it's up to the customer to define the job, which in some cases works very well. In other cases, it can be difficult because you might not be used to defining that kind of job. It's the first time you do something like this, so it's a little bit more complicated. And you work with people which might not be in the same cultural language area as you are. So for them, the understanding of the same wording might be different. Now, we have experience, so we help you to make sure this is well defined. And then we work with the people we know. So we know that these people will understand what you need, and we bring you two together and make sure the process is done successfully. And then we follow up. We help in the process, we help in the project to make sure that you don't have to worry about it. As we said in the very beginning, the goal is you can delegate without having to worry about anything at all around it. The job is just going to be done in the quality you expect with the price which is right. So that's a little bit short overview of it. I'd like to give maybe the word a little bit back to see if you have questions I can answer. So maybe one of you raise the hand or type something in if you have specific questions you would like to ask now. Any question, anybody? Okay, I guess not for now. That's fine as well. So I would like to basically leave you with our information where you can contact us. So if you think that could be interesting to you, or if you want to ask a question aside, please just give us a call to Adriana or to myself with the numbers here. I will send you as well afterwards the presentation as well. We will upload the webinar as well, so you can have a look at it again if you like, or shoot us an email and we can discuss and see how this could be of value to you and your company if you think that's something which is interesting to you. So I'd like to say thank you. I just got one question actually, and it says, I just read it out loud for everybody to hear. So how do you grow your pool of freelancers when you only work with people you know? It's a very good question, thank you. So basically what we do is we try to keep, and that's the big difference as well to any other solution, we try to keep as few freelancers as possible. But of course, as you say, you need a certain level of freelancers. So we have people which sign up to our site from freelancers. We are very picky of who we choose. So we have currently about 10% of the people who would like to become freelancers that we actually accept to be freelancers. And to do this is a pretty lengthy process. So we talk to all the freelancers we want to consider. We let them do test projects. We look at reference work. We let them do first jobs. If you do have customer jobs which are not sensitive, we let them do first jobs. We monitor very closely to make sure that what we know based on reference work, test projects, interviews, that they actually fulfill as well in a customer environment. And it's not only their capabilities, their technical capabilities as well, their work habits as well, how much we can trust that they will work with the deadlines we expect. And only then we accept them onto the platform. Sometimes we go actively search, so we recruit as well freelancers. So we search for specific capabilities we think we need, or for specific custom projects where we need capabilities. And again, we go through the same process of selection to make sure that we have only those kind of qualified freelancers we want. I hope this answers your question. Any other questions? If not, thank you very much for taking the time to listen in, and please contact us if you have more questions or if you think that's interesting to you, and I'm happy to hear back from you again. Thank you, bye-bye.